Next guest is a venture builder who helps scale startups, but now time to start a new business. Is that now? What kind of challenges are many of them facing at the moment? Let's find out from our guest co-host, Sama Hamadeh, who joins us live on the sofa. Sama, good to see you as always.
Good to see you.
Thanks so much indeed for your time. Listen, you're talking to startups day in, day out. You will have been talking to them during good times, say at the beginning of the year, and more challenging times that we've been experiencing recently. Let's get straight into it. Resilience. What does resilience look like for startups at the moment?
Not stopping. I know it sounds super simple, but it is. I'm also starting a new company in the middle of all of this, and it's just because that's all I know how to do, right? So once you get, I think once you get bitten by that bug, to be very cliche, but it becomes a regular thing. So what's kind of happening externally is just noise. So resilience for me, at least personally, is just focusing and going on. Because if you've read history, even briefly, or spoken to your AI or your LLM about it, everything passes. So the assumption that something is forever is ludicrous. So we know it's not, so we just move along.
That sounds like wonderful advice, but you're a seasoned entrepreneur. You know, imagine if I am a brand new entrepreneur and a brand new startup and you're going, don't worry, this too shall pass. Like, I'm worried, right? So what advice can we give tonight to those new entrepreneurs and startups?
You should always be worried.
Okay. Oh, okay.
This is, I always say, people say you're an entrepreneur, and I'm not a huge fan of that word, but it kind of grew on me over the years. I say I haven't been employed in 20 years.
Okay.
I set up my first business, I was 25 years old. I didn't know what I was doing. And I still don't know to some extent. So you have to be scared. You can't be so confident that you have no fear. Right. I think that's a ridiculous assumption in any business. And if there's something that keeps you going, whether it's fear or a drive or hunger or passion, it doesn't matter what it is, you need something that motivates you. You need that catalyst. So some people get the fear as a catalyst, some people get the hunger as a catalyst, some people get the ego as a catalyst. I say whatever works. So
fair.
So Sama, off the back of what Katie's mentioning, what are some of the challenges that founders might be facing right now that people might not see from the outside?
So in the investing world, there's something called FUD, fear, uncertainty, and despair. More often than not, that's actually fabricated in the sense that the media, not responsible, I'm talking about irresponsible media, take something very small, like we've seen happen the last month, and turn it into something big for clickbait. So the FUD exists at any time. So there's always going to be something that would stop you from starting.
True.
So you could look for it and act based on that, or you could say, this will pass. It's just someone trying to let people click on a headline and move along, and hopefully that actually resonates with people.
What about, I'm going to get all Billy Ocean on you, when the going gets tough, the tough
Works
gets going, or whatever however the saying goes. But yeah, tough goings at the moment. But as you say, in future we will look back at this. Will that also be a sort of reflection point for those that almost sort of give up during this time, and those that really push on through as well? Is that going to separate?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
So you see a lot of people who, during COVID or during the financial crisis or any multiple numbers of crises that we've been through as a human race in the last 25, 30 years. Some people are more opportunists than they are entrepreneurs, and the only difference really in situations like this is where we see the opportunists. So what opportunists do, like they did during COVID, is they think extremely short term. People like me think extremely long term. I'm not thinking, how can I sell face masks during COVID? Thinking, can I build something that helps people deal with something more substantial, like loss or something more profound? So you will see a wave of opportunists. I'm seeing it already. I can't even repeat some of the stuff that I've seen. People have tried to launch businesses to take advantage of the situation. Those are opportunists. So if you block those out, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. If it creates jobs and they pay their taxes, great. But if it's just a single person opportunity, then you ignore that. And as an entrepreneur, you think, if I get started now, maybe given the situation, which is the reason why I'm starting a new business now. Like we started in February, maybe a week into the situation, is that I could take advantage of the climate to maybe do things faster, maybe less friction, less competition, So
It's interesting, Summer, because you talk about, and I know you speak about this a lot, about how Dubai builds entrepreneurs,
Yes.
who then in turn help build Dubai back.
Somebody watches reads my stories.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
I've followed you for some
You're the
time.
one person.
Tell me more about that, because it's such a, I mean, it's a lovely soundbite in itself. Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of stories around
So
that.
I say Dubai builds entrepreneurs because, I mean, I'm Lebanese. I never really grew up in Lebanon, but my formative years, my college years were there. And again, I hate to use this as an example, but my family is a big political family, and
Okay.
I'm super connected if I wanted to do something there, and I still chose to come here.
Yeah.
So the reason I say Dubai builds entrepreneurs is that when I was 25 years old, working at an ad agency, or 24, and I decided to quit after 6 months with no real plan, the city helped me get there, either by reaching out to people who have started their own businesses, which helped a lot, and I keep telling people, just ask. You will never lose by asking. The way the government supports SMEs, and the government kind of functions like an SME. Sometimes I'm speaking to people at Dubai Economy and Tourism, and I feel like that's their business. I don't
Right.
feel like they're employees of a government. So when you have a city that looks at red tape as non-existent, and it's all about evolving constantly, there's a rule or a law that doesn't work, we'll change it.
Yeah.
So having that, and I think is such a unique opportunity for people that very few cities around the world offer. I can guarantee you I'm willing to bet almost anything on this. There are very few cities in the world in the last 20 years that offer people like me, and probably like you guys to some extent, the opportunities that Dubai does purely from a support perspective. So
Yeah.
having that system builds people like me, and then in turn, hopefully I'm able to inspire or help others build businesses and contribute to the kind of overall economy or industry.
Yeah, it's what we touched on earlier, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's to be in that environment.
Well, Samar, what you said about the difference between opportunists and entrepreneurs really struck a chord with me, because during the pandemic, I was living a completely different life, and I became an entrepreneur off of what I envisaged and kind of planned for myself during that time, right? But for the opportunists out there, are there any sectors that you see that are still growing, or things that people can take advantage of right now?
Look, I think the biggest sectors will always remain hospitality, tourism, and real estate, in Dubai at least. And, things pass, tourists return, we're already seeing it. Real estate makes a comeback in the sense that, I mean, I don't want to even call it a comeback. I don't really see the insanity people are talking about. So what I do think could be very interesting, at least in the next 6 months, is for people who maybe have not thought of Dubai before, who are thinking of Dubai. Maybe there's an opportunity for advisory and helping people get set up.
Amazing.
And telling them we could help you get set up in a super efficient way compared to other cities. I genuinely think we're going to have an influx of new talent and new blood to Dubai, and hopefully a filtration of some of the things that weren't working previously. So I think helping people come here,
Yeah.
new entrepreneurs, new investors, I think that's going to be a big opportunity. Especially with the government not opening up government services to agents, which wasn't the case before. So again, as a Dubai government, you've just opened up the door to someone like me, for example, to set up an agency to help things like that happen. And there's something there for sure.
I think it's definitely the most resilient city in the world. Like it has
Top
come
10,
back time
top
and time
3.
again, and it will boom.
I can't forget about Beirut also.
Yeah.
Absolutely.